Come on, you're wasting time. Wasting watch time. Buckle up, kids, it's a rough one this week. It's the money shot of the episode. So no, you're not, because there's a bloody great big massive fence there. This is new. I did some new things, guys. Can I get an applause for the new things? Oh, this is my dog. Hey everybody, how's it going? So thanks for coming along to episode number 12 of Grosvenor Gardens. It's the big day, the secret is being revealed. Thank you for your support on your channel, guys. It really does mean the absolute world to me. For the last 11 episodes, we've been teasing this area. Some of you got it right, some of you got it wrong, some of you got it very, very wrong. So yeah, it's time for the big reveal. And it is going to be an aquarium. Wait, this feels like it needs more hype.
Ooh, yay, an aquarium.
And that's quite enough of that, thank you very much. So this has been in planning since the start of the park, and it makes absolutely sense. Gardaland's got a sea life centre, so why not rip it off? And it felt like it needed to be here because it would be an attraction that could be open when the main park is closed, right? So you could just shut off this back end here and it's all done. So this has been a 2-week build, or is going to be a 2-week build, and what you're looking at now is an absolute mess, but I promise it'll all make sense. I don't want the episode to overrun, so it's not going to be an hour-long episode because it's essentially 2 episodes. So I'm going to make this first bit really, really quick. Let me just talk through the thinking and everything that you've got here. So we're going to have an entrance plaza that's going to sit here. I wanted the whole thing to be slightly raised up, so you'll see how that fits into the profile on the sight line, and then there'll be a ticket area here. You're then going to have 2 tanks that are sitting beside. Now, the Theme Makers Toolkit stuff is amazing for aquarium stuff. Now, this aquarium build is not going to be perfect by any means. I'm just going to throw that out there now. I'm going to be doing my best with the tools that I've got. There's going to be lots of trade-offs, and I am definitely not an expert in this area, but this has taken 12 weeks worth of research to get this far, to get this at least right. So just know that things may not be perfect, but I have researched this to the nth degree to make it as accurate as I possibly can. So on that note, there's backstage areas. You've got food prep area, you have storage areas, you have water treatment facilities and everything in here. Don't know if this is going to be big enough, but this is where I'm planning it right now. I'm going to come around the corner then into the first tank and then the first couple of tanks all along here. In the middle, you've got this like back of house area. This would be a service area for the tanks. This isn't necessarily needed, but I'll talk about that more later. And then we're going to come around the corner into another area with more tanks. And then we're going to have one of those plinth style tanks, you know, the ones where you can climb up on the top here and you could look down into it. So you tend to find stingrays and stuff in here. So that's what will be in this area. And then we'll come around this way into 2 areas that are going to have touch tanks. So things like starfish and cleaning shrimp and all of that sort of stuff. So they'll be in here. And then, of course, surrounded by other bits as well. Then we're going to have the ability to go upstairs and look into the big tank that we have here. So this is going to contain the turtles and the sharks and all of that sort of stuff that we've got going on. Or you could just carry on around and go through the tunnel. And then we're going to come out via the gift shop and via the restaurant sitting at the back here. So there's going to be stairs and lifts that are going to be in this area. There's going to be a backstage area that I think I'm going to need to tack on here for the actual tank itself. And then, of course, there's going to be 2 levels. So you'll have amphitheatre seating looking down into the tank. And this is also where they would do all of their maintenance area stuff, you know, like galleyways and runways, and no, not runways, that's an airport. It's definitely not an airport. Galleyways and all that sort of stuff. And as I said, out the back here, then there'll be a restaurant and a gift shop and a bit of a plaza area for you to sit and overlook the rest of the park. And then I'm just going to start the hill coming down here. So guys, that's a really quick whistle-stop tour of how I want the whole thing to go. Now let me just do some more work and I can talk through that in a bit more depth. 1 second. Oh yeah, guys, I'm so excited to show you this one. There is so much to see, but there's also quite a lot of mess. And to be fair, with a fair warning, you are about to see a lot of trade-offs and imperfections, because let's be honest here, we're building a freaking aquarium with a game that's designed for roller coasters. If you want total realism, go to Planet Zoo. But you're about to see fish in the wrong habitats, repeated all over the place, a mix of static and animated stuff, you know, all of that sort of stuff. You're not going to achieve the purity perfect aquarium in Planet Coaster, so you just need that in the back of your mind. But we can go for plausible realism, and this is what we're going for here. And this is where we are going to start this tank. It just looks so good. I'm so chuffed with how these tanks are coming out. So just to give you a heads up on how this one's built. The water here is not water. It's a glass panel that's available on the Theme Makers Toolkit workshop, and it has no thickness to it. So you can then colour it light blue, and you can stack it across. In fact, I don't know if YouTube's going to show you. You can just about see the seam here. That's about as best as you're going to get, because Planet Coaster still draws all of the edges and stuff, right? But, I mean, from here... And until I pointed it out, I bet you didn't even notice the seam, right? And then, of course, you've got the glass in the front, just to give it that realism. And then the fish, they all come from the workshop. There's all sorts of fish available and stuff. They are absolutely incredible. And then all I've done is I've just used my Theme Makers Toolkit rock. And these plants, they're flowers, but you colour them all green. So they're the ones that are normally, I think, is pink, blue, and yellow, I think. You colour them all green, and it looks like underwater. And then just some bubbles, because, of course, bubbles and water, they just fit together, right? And then this is just a picture that I've stolen off the internet and just put onto a video screen or onto a billboard. And it just looks amazing. And then we've got this little tank as well. So, similar principle. It's just a tank with glass. And then bubbles to make it look like it's water, and then fish from the workshop, and then just the rocks and everything just to make it okay, and then the swaying grass, seagrass. It's just so good. I love it. And likewise with this one, it's just a simple fish tank, and these just come from the workshop. Same technique. There's those flowers. It's sort of like the $2.20 principle. You have to look at it from a distance. If you look at it up close, you'll see the flowers, but otherwise they're good enough. So yeah, I love it. So this is the adventure area. This is supposed to be a wall. It's an image. It's not a video. There's going to be like posters and stuff on here. So watch this space on that one, because I've got some amazing stuff coming. I've seen some previews of somebody else is doing some work for me, and it's absolutely awesome. Then we've just got some info screens that are going to come on here. This is where you would find information about the fish. I think I might need to put some more info screens along here, by the way, because I think this is probably a bit too far away now that I'm walking down here, but hey, it's fine. And then in here, this one is supposed to be a tank, but I didn't have enough fish, so I've put a video screen. It's believable. It does what it needs to do. You're going to find this quite a lot. There's fish, as I said, repeated everywhere, and I'm using video screens instead of actual fish itself, so it's fine. So that's the adventure area. Then we come into the western area, and you'll recognise all of the buildings. I've intentionally pulled them from the park because the entire aquarium is supposed to be paying homage to the rest of the park. So yeah, this is the first three tanks. So we've got these guys again. Sorry, it's repeating. These guys again, and in here we've got some crabs that are actually also in water as well, just with the bubbles. And then this side we've got, I call them dory fish. I can't remember what they're actually called in real life. But there's the dory fish. Yay! And just to let you guys know, I think I might need to sacrifice the backstage areas. I wanted to do backstage areas, but as you can see, because of Planet Coaster and the way that it works, there's a lot of clipping going on. I don't think I'm going to be able to do plausible backstage areas for everything. I'm going to do the main backstage area and the water treatment facility and everything, but I think I might just need to have them in place here and say that they're there and that that's good enough. I did want to do full-on backstage, you know, with the extra tanks and stuff, but it's just not going to happen, guys, I don't think. Then we come to this bad boy. My God, I am so chuffed with how this has turned out. Just look at it. Oh, yes, it's just like, this is exactly as I wanted it. It's one of those mezzanine pools where you could walk up here and you can look down into here. And you've got the manta ray, you've got the big crab, you've got just more fish, which you've seen before, but more fish swimming, that's all you need to know. And then the pirate theme. So I've just got the waterfall, and that waterfall then comes down into the pond. Exactly the same trick and technique with the water. They are just the glass panels. So if I actually come down this way, you can see that there's the glass panel. And then underneath it is just fine. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then you've just got some video screens along the side here just to bring it to life. Of course, there's going to be info about the fish and whatever that are going to be in here. And that's over on this wall here. And do you remember this guy? I loved him for Fundy Fun Spot. He was awesome. So, yeah. Guys, I'm so chuffed with how this pool has turned out. Like, I think this is probably one of my favourite bits. My favourite bits of the entire thing. Then we're going to come across to these guys, and they have to be on a trigger, so they shoal the Rasses, whatever they're called. So I've had to put them on a trigger because when you load the park, they loop like normally as an animation, but when you load the park, they load all in the same spot. You know, like how the fountains load and they're all in sync. Well, the fish do the same. So I've had to put them on a trigger, but that does mean that they stop here. So I'm just going to point that out. I know they do that, and there's no way of stopping it because it's on an actual trigger. It's on a looped trigger. Whatever. I couldn't find a way of hiding it either, so it's just there. I'm just pointing it out so you don't have to. And their swimming rotation is slightly wider than you can plausibly make this, because these are as wide as the glass is, right? If you make them any wider, you've got seams in the glass, and it just doesn't work. So I'm just having to deal with the fact that they clip through. Whatever, I don't care. And then touch pool. So this is where the starfish are. I started to make off my own touch pool, and I decided not to because I found the fountain base, and I was like, oh my god, that's perfect for this area. So I just added some rocks and the starfish, and now you've got a touch pool. Hooray! Do you remember this from the pirate area? Yes, I wanted to use this building again. But what do you reckon's behind here? Because I've not talked about this. This is something that I've just decided, I know what I'm going to do. This is an entrance to an extra bit. And the extra bit, you're going to recognise it, by the way. Ta-da! 4D cinema. So I've actually pulled across the 4D cinema from Fundy Fun Spot. I kind of figured, why build a new one when I've got a perfectly good one in Fundy? So I'm just going to repurpose this, and yeah, it's going to be fine. So what I'm doing here is I've actually decided to do something different in here with the exit and entrance strategy. Because if you remember back to Fundy Fun Spot, the entrance was up here and you had to go up a ramp, but that's not going to work in this environment because we don't have the height. So I'm actually making this a two-way room. So you would queue in here, and then you would come down this way. And then when you exit, you come down this way, and then you enter and exit into the same like plaza area. Of course, this is all going to be covered off, right? So, yeah, and aquariums tend to work like duck rides. In fact, they're worse than duck rides to design. Let's be honest. And then this is the pièce de la résistance. This is the biggie. This is the walk-through tunnel tank. And if you look through here, I've already started to do the work on this, so it's already underneath water. You can't see it at the moment because of the sky, but this is already underneath water and it's already kitted out. So let me just bring you, there you go, there's the water. So let me just bring you down here. So what I've done here is I've lowered the ground. So what you tend to find is that the tanks in these, the tunnel in the tank is actually about towards the top, and that's because of the pressure of the water. If it was any lower, you'd need much stronger glass. Plus also, fish like to swim up and over, and they swim around the area. So what you do is you lower the ground in this area. You have your tunnel slightly raised up, and then your water line is just slightly on the top here. So you've got just enough room for your turtles and your rays and your sharks to swim over the top. And then this is where I'm going to fight with the camera. There you go. And if you think that in a real life aquarium, the ripples and stuff on the water here actually obscures the sightline of all of this stuff you're going to be able to see. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. We're going to have to just live with it. But it's looking so good. Like, this is so much better than I thought I was going to be able to do in Planet Coaster. And I mean, I'm not an accurist, right? I'm absolutely fine with not being an accurist. I'm going for that plausible realism. Does it look like it should, rather than is it realistic in terms of is it correct realistic? And I'm happy with this. Don't mind that I've got turtles that aren't moving and sharks that aren't moving and stuff. I just love how it's turned out. And yeah, lots of hidey holes and lots of stuff for places for fish to go. The bubbles and whatever make it look like water. And from here, it looks like a tank. It looks like it should. It absolutely looks like it should. So I'm all right with that. It's good to go. Then I've just started. This is where the jellyfish are going to go, by the way. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you've worked out. I've managed to fix the problem with the videos and the pictures. Had you noticed? So yeah, I've got these projection screens just to give it a bit of life and make it seem like it's underwater and stuff. So that's what I'm doing all along here. And then from the top here, this is going to be a viewing area. So the rocks and everything, they are the what do you call it? It's the actual mechanisms for keeping the water, like the underwater waterfalls and stuff, keeping the water moving. So I'm going to put some of the upside down fountain splashes and stuff on here to make it actually move and whatever, so I haven't done that yet. And then this is going to be an observation area, so you can come up here, you can have a talk about the animals and stuff that are on here. You might be able to get a boat out into the middle if you wanted to, if you were so inclined. But yeah, so I wanted this top area to be like an observation area, so I've just started to kit all of that out. And that's then what these stairs are for. So the idea is you've got guest rotation, they're going to come in this way, come up the stairs and around and through, and then they're going to come back down this way, and then they come through the tunnel. Or you can completely skip it altogether by coming underneath the stairs and heading into the tunnel. And this is how that tunnel looks right now. And guys, just look. I freaking love it. Like, I want to swear so badly. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be just as enthusiastic about this, by the way, because otherwise this is going to be quite embarrassing. So yeah, I mean, look, you've got the fish that are swimming over the top. You've got the rays and the mantas and the sharkies and stuff. Of course, this is not finished, right? I need to do all the pathing and I need to do all of the stuff to finish it off. But you've just got all of the fish and stuff here. Oh, yes. There you go. And of course, this wall and stuff needs sorting. It needs fixing and it needs all sorts of stuff going on. And then, of course, you're going to come out this way. And then I haven't done any work on this bit here because this is going to be a joint gift shop and a joint food unit. I am going to be honest now. I hadn't thought about the strategy for the tickets because the entrance is here, the exit is here, and this is the park. So I need to think about the law of how that's actually going to work, because technically you could just buy a ticket for Sea Life or the aquarium and be done with it and not have to buy a ticket for the theme park. Leave that one with me. So guys, I'm going to carry on. I'll see you in a minute. All right then, you guys, it's the official middle part of the episode, and I'm not going to trigger you in this one because apparently this image on the community tab triggers you enough because it looks like an American high school. And I'm also at the point where I'm about to do all of the final detailing, and too much would have changed between the last update and the final update, so I'm just going to do a real quick one in the middle. So this is the front of the building. It's very similar to Chocolate Emporium at Universal. I loved the shape of the building, so this is what I'm going for here, but just an adventure version. This is the back of the building, so this is the exit coming into the park. It will be identical on the front here, so this is what I've done at the front. I've just widened the actual entrance area and the fish tanks and everything. There's a massive fish tank here. So this is taken from, I can't remember the name of the aquarium, I'm sorry, it's one of the ones in America, but it's got a massive fish tank in the entrance, and that's what I wanted here. So this is going to marry up with the actual building and everything. So I've only started detailing this. I need to put some more fish and stuff in here, because you can see at the moment it's looking a bit sparse. So this is going to be the ticket area. As I said, I've widened this, and I've changed the profile of this, but I've kept the colours. There is going to be a video screen and stuff here, and then I'm just going to put some features and stuff along here. I think I know what I want, but I just need to make it work. So think about the entrance that we did. There you go. So our disabled friends are also welcome here. So I've just put the steps along here and then a ramp up the side. Just the correct angle and everything. And I've done the same the other side this way as well. So we've got the steps and stuff here, and then there's our ramp. So inside here, I have done the rescue tanks and stuff. So this isn't necessarily completely accurate. We are, again, just going to have to settle for plausible realism. So there would be more tanks, and the tanks would be small, or you'd have small tanks as well. There would be storage areas and stuff, and that would all be up here. But I can't do those areas up here because of the clipping of all of the scenery and stuff, so I'm just doing what I can do in this area. But yeah, so you've got all of the rescue tanks. This is where you would also have like breeding tanks and all of that sort of stuff, and then you've also got lots of equipment and the lights and things that come down here. So this is just a back of house storage area, and of course you're going to have some kind of exit area here. And then over this side, just to show you what I've done here, so we've got all of the electric points along here. The water treatment facilities are all in here. This all needs a little bit of touching up and a little bit more TLC, so that's fine. And then this side we've just got some more storage. So this is typically where you'd find all of the food and all of that stuff. Then we come in here, and then we go this way. And this is where you would store all of the food. Not store, sorry. This is where you prepare all of the food and stuff for the fish tanks. So you have loads and loads of fridges, loads and loads of sinks, loads and loads of prep space and whatever. And you'd have all of the accurists and the vets and whatever that would come in here, and they would prepare everything. Think along the lines of how Planet Zoo does it and deals with it in game. There's a bird that's just flown through the wall. All right then. So yeah, think about how Planet Zoo does it. It's pretty accurate. So this is what I've based it on in here. I don't think I'm going to do much more touching up in here. This is pretty much as I wanted it to. And then in the actual aquarium itself, we've got a building. We're contained within actual walls now. So this is now the actual footprint that it's going to have. And all I've done is I've put a path through, so you can see here that I've actually put a path through so guests can physically use the aquarium. And then I've just started this idea of making it more of a dark ride, so putting all of the black walls up, so it's going to make sense when we turn the lights out, and then I just need to come along and put all the lighting. Then of course you've got all the trusses and stuff for lights and things to go on. I've just topped off some of the actual buildings and stuff along here. These guys have now got a roof. They've just triggered us like, oh great, so they're actually not working. And then over this side, I have made this make a little bit more sense. So I started the process of putting the elevator, the lift in, and the stairs and stuff. I've just got some things that I need to decorate on the walls and whatever. I don't know if I'm going to keep this blue or if I'm going to make this an image or not. I think I like the idea of it being blue. But anyway, this is the idea of it being a bit of a watch area that you can look down on. Still need to make the water move and stuff, but that's fine. And then inside here, we've got some food units that we've got. So I'm going to need to put some chairs and stuff in here. And then over this side, we have got the gift shop. So just a small gift shop. It would be sea life related stuff, but we don't have them. We don't have them on the workshop. So I've just copied across all of the usual gift shop stuff. But we got a new toy. Look, I found this. This is awesome. It's one of those sherbet machines. Love it, love it, love it. And then, of course, for the restaurant, we've just got a window into into the actual main aquarium area itself, and you can see, as I said, there's the path that comes through here. So this is how it is looking currently. When you see it next, it's going to be finished, which is, by the way, now. Alright then, you guys, so the construction fences have gone down and we are done, but Trey Awkward, I put a poll out in the community tab, and I think more than 50% of you are actually going to be disappointed with what this ended up being. But I'm sorry, I wanted to build an aquarium and I absolutely love how this turned out. Yes, we are going to go on a tour, by the way. I'm probably going to do it in Tegidcam because, as you can see, the park is now starting to struggle a little bit. My camera work is awful at best. I couldn't possibly put you through that. Plus I need to swap to night time as well because it's better viewed at night. And lastly, I wanted to say a massive thank you to friend of the channel Fussy, that sent over a load of images and videos and stuff that I can use inside without me even asking for them, and they are exceptional. They are brilliant. They fit perfectly. So you'll see those in a moment, and there are some more to come. But I need to send the episode out before they can be done and stuff. So you'll see all of those. And this is how it looks, and I am so pleased with how this looks. You've got the tickets on the left-hand side here. You've got the main plaza, the turnstiles, and then the aquarium sitting perfectly on the sightline here. I just absolutely love how this has turned out. It's exactly as I wanted it to be. So, as I said, we're going to go inside in a minute, but let's just have a look at the outside first, because we need to show you this maintenance area. I wanted to keep it out of the guest view, but inside the guest view, if that makes any sense. It needs to be accessible from the main car park so that you can get lorries and stuff in. So I took the lead from Gardaland on this one. Gardaland would essentially be here, but because this is going to be an area of the park and also the admin offices and stuff need to go in here as well, I decided to put it at the front here, but it's kept as clear and as clean as possible because yes, you can technically see it from the car park. But I also wanted to have the opportunity to advertise the Sea Centre from the outside as well, so that's why the logo is on the side of the building. And then if we come inside into here, you can see that this is mainly done. I've only done some light touch-ups and stuff in here because not many people actually bother to look at maintenance areas and stuff, so it's fine, whatever. And then inside this side, you then have this bit finished. I've just done some touching up and some cleaning up, and there's, it's still not perfect, but it is what it is. As I said, not many people are going to bother to come in here anyway. So, and then we have the cinema. So I'm not going to do a tour of this one because if you've seen it from Funnily Fun Spot, you've seen this cinema. I've done nothing to it, and in fact, the video is even the same. It's just that principle of it's good enough. Why bother doing it again? So it's fine. And then outside here, we just have the touching up and whatever to do. But I need to do what's coming in this area first before I can do anything else. So that's why this is still a bit bland and a bit bare. But inside here, we now have ourselves a completed maintenance area. So there we go. That's all done. And then we come around the front here and we have ourselves an awesome little plaza area. And again, this is another sightline beauty. I just love how this sits at the end of the plaza. So this is essentially the exit of the actual aquarium itself. And it's just looking perfect. It's the split level. I think what does it for me is the fact that it's on 2 levels. It's on a slightly raised up level, so it gives you the opportunity to put steps in, and it gives you the opportunity just to have a slightly different sight line. It sort of dominates without dominating, and then of course you've got the gift shop that's sitting here. The outside of this one then is just a seating area. I've poured across some of the decorations from the other side of the plaza just to give this a bit of consistency. And of course, there's going to be further trees and foliage and stuff that's going to come in this area. And then you also have the hill that's coming down here. So I need to do some kitting out and some decoration. But essentially, it's going to come down this way. This is going to be treed off and whatever. And then it's going to open up into a park area that's going to be here. More on that a little bit later. So yeah, this is how it's looking from the sightline. Let's swap over to Tegidcam so you can see. Oh no, actually no, let's not do that. Let's do this bit first. I need to show you the ticket office in the daytime. So this is the ticket office. This is how it looks from the inside. I wanted this to be elegant and beautiful. There's a video screen here. This is going to be one of the videos that is to be confirmed. It's pending. But yeah, this is the ticket office. Nice and simple, but nice and elegant, nice and awesome. The waterfalls are copied from the front area of the park. I wanted to have the same idea of having the waterfalls on the front, and then you've just got this massive fish tank. Originally I did have this as glass all on the top here, but actually when I did some research into glass strengths and whatever, you wouldn't be able to get this corner properly. You would have a weakness in this corner here, and with the weight of the water and stuff, it just wasn't going to work. So what I've done is I've put the glass all along the level point here, and then this is metal at the top, so that's all good. But look at this looks so good. We just ignore the fact that there aren't swimming fishes, and the ones that are all in sequence. It's fine, just don't look. They're fish in a tank. It's done. Right, let me swap to Tegidcam. See you in a minute. Here we go then. We're at night time. We're back outside and we are in Tegidcam. Ta-da! And I'm starting out here because I wanted to show you this lighting package because I am so chuffed with how this has turned out. I really am. Like, I'm hoping my excitement is showing. All this, by the way, is dealt with by a lot of lights that are hidden underground. I'm facing towards the building, so I need to find a way of making it obvious that there's lights and stuff. So coming into the actual ticket office as well, it's all like a mixture of lights. So this effect over here, this gradient effect, is achieved by putting different coloured lights in a row in a sequence, starting from the lightest to the darkest. So that's kind of what we've got here. But I love how this has turned out. And then there's the ticket office, the other side. And then we're going to walk in this way and literally jump the turnstile fences. And we've got our first tank here. Again, please excuse the fact that you've got bubbles and stuff that are coming out of the tanks. There's nothing I can do with it, but it just looks so good. And then this side, we've got the other tank. And these guys are swimming at least. Hooray! It looks like a fishing tank. It does. And then these are the awesome screens that we've got that Fuzzy has sent over. I know that there are going to be some screens that are for the wrong fish and whatever, but I've only been supplied with a certain number, and I don't have the heart to ask for more because I didn't ask for them to start with. It was done as a gift, so I'm just using what I've got. Like, for example, this is definitely not and it's not called a dory fish, but it's definitely, and I asked for that. Anyway, here's another one of the tanks. So looking amazing, and there's just a couple of like details and stuff I put in here, Thememaker's toolkit and whatever, but it just looks so good. Just a trick, by the way, to make this usable by guests, there is a path underneath, and I've used the vista points, and the vista points are focused on the rocks and stuff, and they do come in. It's just I've limited the guest numbers. So we're going to walk down this way. I've got some more information panels and information screens and stuff that have come in through here for things like conservation and all of that sort of stuff. And then, yeah, it's just some videos and whatever. I've chosen, by the way, for these to not be emitting. I wanted these to be like dark because it adds to the ambience and stuff. Here is a not tank tank, it looks alright. It does what it needs to do. It's the clownfish, so we're all good. And then just a bit of theming, just going along here. It would almost be like you could put a tank in here, and there possibly was a tank in here at one point, but it's been removed, but they haven't removed the theming. So that's kind of what I wanted to go for here. Then we've got the three. You've seen these fish already. They're in sequence. It's fine. And then we've got these guys, and then we've got some crabs. So there you go. Oh, no, Checho's got crabs. Out of context. Yeah, so there's the crabs, and then we've got over here the actual dory fish swimming around. I changed the background in here, by the way, because I wanted to have something slightly different. But here you go. Here's the dory fish, and then we come into this area here. I just love how this has turned out. This tank. I can go at the top, but I'm going to get stuck. I did a rehearsal run of this one, and if I do try and go up, the camera locks itself to something up here and you can't get down. So I really would love to show you what it's like from up the stairs, but unfortunately it's a no. But you get the idea of what the tank is like from here. It just looks absolutely as it should, right? Okay, over here then we've got some more conservation stuff going on, and then a blank screen, because that's going to be... Oh no, there is conservation stuff. I'll say, because I wanted to put originally one of the adverts on there, but I've put conservation in there instead. It's fine. Then we've got the big boys. These things are absolute beasts. Love it, love it, love it. Then we come this way to Swashbuck 4D. So this is the entrance to the 4D cinema. This is just a preview of a couple of the scenes and stuff, just to get you in. I'm guessing it's going to be a free thing. It wouldn't be an upcharge. You wouldn't necessarily have an upcharge within an upcharge. I mean, you could, but you probably wouldn't. So yeah, I've just put this in. And then you've got vending machines around the area as well. So basically this aquarium is just one massive house for a vending machine. Yeah. Then we've got the starfish touch tank. I realised, by the way, that this was far too high to actually be a touch tank because it's the fountain. So I've lowered it into the ground. And we've still got some of the details and stuff showing. And then you've got the screens and whatever showing you what it is. And then these guys are there ready to allow you to touch the starfish. And then we've got the jellyfish along the side here. Again, these aren't illuminating panels because they wouldn't be illuminated, and they are videos, not actual jellyfish, so that's why they're jumping. But hey, it looks good. I'm all right with that. Then we've got the big boys. These are the ones. So of course I'm going to take you up to the top here in a moment so you can see it. This would all be ripples. That you wouldn't necessarily see the stuff that's up here, but it's Planko. Deal with it. But ultimately what we've got here is the actual main tank. And if we come this way, we've got a cheeky little dolphin saying hello. I love it. So, yeah, I think this just finishes it off absolutely perfect. And what you tend to find lighting-wise inside these tanks is a lot of UV light because it doesn't disturb the fish. It's not so garish on their eyes and stuff. So that's what I've tried to do here. Lots of UV and lots of purples and lots of decent lighting that's going on, friendly lighting for the fish. We've got the blue lighting here, and I've just added in some eels here. This tank is far too small for these eels, and I know that welfare would be an issue, but eels. I found them on the workshop, so it is what it is. Then we've got a lift to go upstairs. Upstairs, by the way, is not functional to guests because the curbs and stuff were just horrible, so I decided not to make it a pathway, but I've done all of the decorating and stuff in here. These, by the way, they are just panels. They are video panels that have got a repeating texture that I found on Google and made it into a wall. Looks really, really good. And then again up here, it's just you're just greeted with the sea mural on here with a vending machine that's on the side. But this, I freaking love this. It's just turned out amazingly. It's the color, it's deep, it's rich in experience. It's like, it's perfect. In the daytime you can see all of the splashes and stuff and the water's moving, but in the nighttime obviously it doesn't because that's just how the settings and stuff work. But you can look down into the tank and you can see everybody underneath, and you can see all the fish swimming around and stuff. And the colors just up here, it's a preview of what's coming in one of the areas in the park. This really like colorful beach scene, lots of pinks, lots of blues, lots of yellows and the greens and stuff. I just love how this has turned out. But yeah, you can come around this way and you can keep walking. You've got all of the conservation stuff then is all along the top here because this would be an area that you'd come for interest. I don't know what we've just walked over. And then you've got a viewing area from this side as well. So you technically could come in back here and sit and just watch the world go by. And then you've got the waterfall and stuff, which is the aeration, like the diluted oxygen and stuff for the actual tank underneath. You would have more along here and stuff as well. So, but yeah, I just wanted to have this nice, awesome space. I don't think I'm going to be able to walk across. I was just going to walk across the water then. I wonder if I could actually, because it's not actually water, is it? It doesn't matter. I'm this way anyway. Then we come down this way, down the stairs, and then down the stairs, and then we come to our tunnel. So you've got sharks and stuff that fly over the top. Well, they don't fly, they swim. Swim over the top of you. And as I said before, you would have ripples and stuff, so you wouldn't see any of this up the top here. But whatever. And then we're going to walk through the tunnel, and you've got more fish that's swimming above you. I actually took the opportunity to put some moving fish at the top here, by the way. And then we've got a ray somewhere. Where did I put the ray? Is he coming up? And the turtle. There's the turtle. So there we go. There's the turtle. Hello, mate. And then there's another shark. And a dolphin that's just coming to say hello. He just flaps his fins and stuff. There we go. There he is. Love it. And then we come out into the gift shop. So I thought about the strategy of how this would work. There's turnstiles at the exit. You wouldn't need a ticket to get into here because you've got no way of turning back. So this would be a case of the park open, sea life is free. A park closed, it's a chargeable attraction, and you'd then come into the... oh, we're locked on. I knew that was going to happen. There we go. Let me just take you this way then. There we go. So you come into the gift shop this way, and then we exit via the gift shop. So this is the actual gift shop itself, in the dark. Again, just the choice of colours and stuff that are going on in here I wanted to have. And then this is Fussy's. So I haven't branded this yet. I need to talk to Fussy to find out how you want this to actually be branded and stuff. I know that there's going to be blue, and there's a big blue F in the window. That's the start, but I need to work out how the rest is going to go. And then this window here, I just copied the idea of the dolphin coming to say hello. I've used it over the other side, but hey, if you look at this window first and you see him first, it's all good. And then this is how the back end looks in the dark as well. And in fact, this is how the entire park looks in the dark, because you've probably not seen it yet. So there you go. This is how the entire park looks in the dark. I will do a dark tour, by the way. Not as in I'm going to make it dark. It'll be a nighttime tour. So, yeah, watch this space. Let me finish the park, and I'll do a proper nighttime tour so you can see it. But, guys, thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. I really do appreciate it. I think this is probably going to have overrun, but it's a 2-week build, so I was kind of expecting it, let's be honest. Thank you so much for getting to the end of the video. It really does mean the world to me. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you disappointed it was an aquarium, or are you actually happy with it? Let me know. So, guys, in the next episodes, I think we've only got 4 left now, so we better crack on. I will see you next week until we look up. Oh, what am I even trying to say? How? It's been 2 weeks. I've forgotten how to exit an episode. Look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.